Let's wake up together, boys. 8 past 12, the game about to start. Let's kickstart our hearts. Let's stay with Kickstart My Heart during the 9th round. It's quite fitting, to be honest. And Karnage Esports take it by storm. The disposal of jQntefabrikkeN, the Danes call before the Swedes. Oh yeah! You should see me right now. Silently screaming along. Uh-oh. I have some lags. Maybe because I'm streaming the game. The thing. And we're live with the pistol round, so let's get rid of Medley Crew, even though I really regret that. The Metal Gods be not too mad about me, please. And jQntefabrikkeN, the very widespread setup, they kind of put 2 terrorists to look into B tunnels and have together some informations over there, while the CTs have a 2-man stack over at middle. Now a 3rd one joins them, and they really try to put a stop to that supposedly B split that they are expecting. Oh my god, the other song is still running. And Halu takes point now and taking the A bomb site. 4 CTs bunched up in CT spawn. I'm not sure if that was played on purpose or if they just were faked too much and ended up in CT spawn without knowing that it's gonna be an A long attack. But Ponkus takes out Non for the first one in the matchup. Now this short setup comes in. Maeve and Halu get 2 back, but Fates is there. And another one by Fields. Makes him reach the 3rd frag marker, and Magdik, I really have problems pronouncing those names. Magdik gets the last frag for Karnage to collect the pistol round despite the bad positioning they had initially. They came back into the round quite nicely, and it was that rotation that won them the round. And what was the most important thing was they had 3 or 4 people pushing short, so they could get the refrags and really push through to the bomb spot. If they had been stopped over there, the round would have gone towards jQntefabrikkeN. So the terrorists start with the pistols in the 2nd round. The CTs now have to spray them down. Samster with a perfect weapon to do that. The P90 pulls down 3 people to the grave, and Karnage Esports quickly dispose of those that save round. The terrorists with an early buy now, trying to get right back onto the CTs and not letting them run away with the scoreline too much. Of course, they are on the terrorist side. They know they have to take control. They are supposed to make the game go any direction they want to, and obviously you can't do that with pistols in the hands. And jQntefabrikkeN takes their time setting up their strategy. While Puffran already has an AWP in hand, as if they knew the terrorists would buy early, and he gets a headshot against Maeve. Nice shot by him through the door into the head of the Danish player. And now Samster ambushes Strict right when he was trying to get the B split going, and now he can support his teammate. Karnage Esports taking control of the initial terrorist attack, but Halu and Non managed to push through nonetheless. Now they need to plant the bomb, but they are still surrounded by CTs. Halu is about to plant it, but his teammate already goes down. Now Halu alone against 3 CTs. He fires away onto Mactic, but then goes down to Puffron, who comes in from behind with a big green. And gets the all-important last frag of the round. Mactic was in big trouble already. He can be glad that he had Puffron to come from B tunnels. So welcome to everybody tuning in. This is Boo from Germany, casting the Copenhagen Games 2014. This is the match that decides which team will proceed to the next stage. The playoffs will be up next, and Karnage Esports against jQntefabrikkeN will be the match. 3-0 the score in the first map, so you haven't missed too much yet. Samster and Halu exchange frags. Puffron though with the AWP once again showing up. Ponkus at well, he was kinda surprised by that frag of his incendiary nade, but he took care of 3 in the round at the B bomb spot. jQntefabrikkeN with a save round, failing miserably and not able to collect too many frags. Only Samster went down, but now they have weapons in hands again, and then trying to go with an AWP by 4Mev to counter Puffron a little bit and make him think twice if he will peek mid again. 2 CTs pushed into short already, trying to gather some information, and they successfully did so. They must have seen 3 terrorists in middle. But the terrorist team decides to push into short and check that out, see if the CTs are still there with a stack and where they have gone. Now they have taken control of short. They are flashing out and smoking out as well, but the bomb is at B, so this will be an awesome fake. Unluckily though, Samster is still in middle. Now he gets taken care of by Strict. They need to smoke off the middle, and they did so already from short. Great stuff by jQntefabrikkeN. Nice B split, or nice B split variation. Halu camps in CT spawn and gets himself 2 frags onto Feeks and Puffron. Both go down in an instant. Mactic, the only CT surviving, and he's actually trying to get himself into an exit frag position. But he's already seen by 1 terrorist from B, and Strict from the CT spawn. No, actually Strict from B takes him out. Halu was in CT spawn to take the attention away from B. So jQntefabrikkeN win the second weapon round and are back in the game. The CTs obviously have saved some money, but it's over now. If they lose this one, they would need to save. So it's the all-important round for jQntefabrikkeN to come back into the game. Non just smokes up short so his teammates can push through without being seen. Pop flash comes around the corner. jQntefabrikkeN takes point at short. The CT's already rotating 1 towards platform. They had a 2-man stack at long. Now they are going back to a platform, but only 1 player over there. It's easy to smoke and flash him off and just storm him with the number advantage. But actually jQntefabrikkeN once again with a really interesting strategy. They went through the smoke into CT spawn and now pushing the A platform. There was a mid-long split or mid-short long split onto A. Unluckily though, it didn't pay off yet. They end up in a 2v3 situation. Syndicate and Non are still standing for jQntefabrikkeN to maintain the chance of getting back into the game. And Syndicate loses the all-important battle in mid. Ponkus botches a nade, but no, it's Mactic botching a nade while Ponkus gets the frags in mid. jQntefabrikkeN gets shut down by Karnage Esports, and that flash by Mactic you have seen, he threw it and then he was going all nervous because he knew he just made a mistake and he feared the terrorist pushing around the corner and taking him out already without the direct harm. You could see it in his mouse movement that he was surprised and nervous in the situation, but Pongus took care of all the terrorists, so Mactic didn't do anything anymore in the round. And Puffron now with a shot. Did you see him? I think Mav didn't see him at all. That was a real quick shot by Puffron. Nice stuff by the AWP player of Karnage Esports, putting down the terrorist one man early on in the round. And now jQntefabrikkeN are lined up on long against the standard setup by the CTs. They always have Samster at the doors in mid, and they have that 3-man line in long. And one of those 3 men occasionally pushes into short to check that out. And they've got their B player as well, while jQntefabrikkeN always tries to build up on mid, as you would expect on Dust 2. The initial build up will be through mid, and then you decide where to go. And Puffron just with another clip shot onto Halo quickly gets the advantage into the CT's hands. He finally gets refragged, but it is a 3v4 situation. Now Strick with a nice frag onto ramp, onto feet of Filks. Makes it a 3v3 again, but 2 terrorists down to low HP already. The bomb goes down. Syndicate and Strick down to 9 and 8 HP only. They really have to rely on Non to take the frags, and Strick really can't peek like that. If you've got that low HP, you really need to stay away and let the maximum HP player work first, and then you can peek as a low HP player to be the last resort, so to speak of. And Karnage Esports have no problem of taking back the bomb site against those 2 living dead and +1 terrorists. 6-1 the scoreline will be, and we take a look at the scoreboard. We have a very balanced Karnage Esports. 3 players have 5 frags, 2 have 8. On the other side we have jQntefabrikkeN, almost the same. Halu is a little bit on front of the others, but he had a very amazing round already. I think he had a 2K in the pistol round, or no, in that ambush round when he was waiting in CT spawn. Syndicate got himself the hands onto an AWP, but he couldn't connect to the Karnage Esports players. They were pushing through CT spawn, so that save round by jQntefabrikkeN gets shut down without any bigger problems by Karnage Esports. The terrorists will need to get into the game sometime soon, otherwise the CTs will have a very huge lead if they head into the second half. Hey, come back, Alex. And Nissen, how much did you win? Half of that is mine. And Puffran once again with the first frag onto Non, who was playing around in B tunnels to get the peak, but Puffran was there prepared for that nice boost with his teammate. And now he rotated into mid. Everybody was still looking at short. They were expecting him to show up there. Now they kind of need to push through short, even though they don't have the bomb with them. I don't know if that was a real decision, or if jQntefabrikkeN just decided to run somewhere that's better than standing still, and they end up with a 3v3 situation, and they captured A bomb site, so that spontaneous attack onto A really paled off. It surprised not only me, but the CTs as well. Samster now pushes into short, and no refrag there. jQntefabrikkeN really needs to watch out. They need to get those refrags. They can't expand those players one by one. Samster with another one onto Syndicate. Now it's Maeve all alone on the A platform. He tries to defend himself, but he's pushed from long and from short as well. Great coordinated push by KE Sports, and they finally take him out after he got the frag onto one of them. Karnage Esports collected defuse, and Puffrun, one of the few players to actually stand still after the round was won, and he knows there's nothing to pick up in the proximity of his position. He just stands still and does nothing. Very calm player, and he already impressed me with his AWP shots, even though he's only got 7 on the board. He's doing a great job for his team, collecting the early frags, and I'm curious to see more of those players. Of course, I don't know, well, I know Mav,